You know when people say they're a perfectionist? What do they really mean by that? So let's start with ones. Ones often are perfectionists, and that is because they're worried that to make a mistake would really truly be the worst thing, and so they tend to notice flaws. And they want to fix those flaws, and they want to make sure that things are done right, and that to do it right means that they know that they are being good. Because they're also worried that they might not be truly good, and the only way to do that is to work towards being perfect. And so their work tends to be pretty perfectionistic. They notice when there's flaws. They won't put the thing out there if it's flawed in any way. They're probably noticing aspects of things that are not perfect and could have been fixed and would have been better if I had taken the time to make sure that it was perfect. And so that tends to be ones. Now threes often will say, I'm a perfectionist because I work so hard and I do so much and I'm always going. But you'll notice that the motivation is different. It's about achieving a goal. So the goal is more important than whether or not it was perfectly done. And so threes, while they get a lot done, may not be as concerned with finding out if it has flaws or if there was a mistake made. What's more important is the job was done and I did it. And that's what's important to threes. And so while they might say and use language about feeling like a perfectionist, they put a lot of pressure on themselves to be what people admire. And in some ways that can be wanting to perfect something. They're willing to go forward and not fix everything in order to get something done. And they're really efficient because of that. They might say that they are perfectionists because in our society, that happens to have some sort of cachet and value. And so threes are going to be drawn to wanting to be or be seen as perfectionists, but they're not doing work that is perfectionistic because that would slow them down. And being slowed down is actually really frustrating to threes. Ones experience an internal critic, and we all have an internal critic, but for ones, it's pretty loud and it's ongoing all the time. It's kind of telling them whether or not they made a mistake and how bad it would be to make a mistake or what they need to fix. That's often a running dialogue versus threes. It's more about like, am I performing? Are people noticing that? Are people looking up to me? How do I compare to others? It really comes from a different place. A one is going to work really hard at something and want to perfect it because it's the right thing to do. It needs to be done perfectly because a job worth doing is only worth doing if it's done the right way. And it might be pretty methodical and slow because of that. But it's less about showing that it was finished or completed. Than a three who really is going to be doing this thing because then you can check it off, you can have it on your resume, you can go on to the next thing. So that's it for threes and ones and talking about perfectionism. Let me know in the comments below, ones, what I got wrong and what I should have fixed, or anything else you'd like to let me know about. I love to hear from you, and I learned so much from all of you. Check out my website at trueyousystems.com, and can't wait to see you again soon. Bye!